Hi guys, I'm Amit Ranjan and in this video we will see how you can install Hadoop on Linux. So the version of Linux I'm using is Ubuntu 20.04 LTS, and so let's get started. So open the Hadoop website, go to get started, and over here you can see prerequisites. In prerequisites you can see that we need to have Java and SSH that should be installed on the machine. So let's go to the Hadoop Java versions, and it's already actually open yet. So you can see it says Hadoop 3.3 and upper supports Java 8. So in this tutorial we'll be installing Hadoop 3.3, so we would install Java 8 before that. So let's install it. So here I have laid out the few commands which we'll be using while installing Hadoop. So sudo apt update, which is the general command which we use to update. You may or may not run if the sudo apt install command is giving some error. Then maybe you need to sudo apt update it. So we'll install OpenJDK 8. So sudo apt install OpenJDK 8 will install Java 8. So run this command. So I already have installed, so we are done. So next, Java version dash version. So this gives us the version, Java dash version, and then semicolon Java C version will also give the Java compiler version. So OpenJDK version 1.8, it means Java 8 is installed. Java compiler version 1.8, it's the same, so Java compiler is also installed. So we're good to go. We also need to specify the environment variable, so for which we'll need to know the path where Java compiler has been installed. So we'll do with Java C. So with Java C, it gives us the path, but this is actually a relative path. So we actually need to know the actual path. So we'll do read link dash f and then paste the path. This path we need to like copy this. Oh, I'm sorry. Just copy this. Read link dash f and then paste it. Okay, so this is the actual path. So copy the path before slash bin. So this is the path which we need to specify in the environment variable of. So copy this one. Now sudo nano dot dash rc. So we will open this file dot dash rc file. You can use any other editor as well, whatever you like. So open this. On the last line, we need to add Java home path to dot dash rc file. So we can like do this. Let's copy this one, copy and paste it. So export Java home is equal to the path which we had copied. We have pasted it over here. Let's save it, write it out, and exit it. Okay, so we have added the Java home path to the environment variables. Now we need to install OpenSSH, which is the secure shell. Secure shell would be needed at a later stage in when we will see at a later stage after we install Hadoop, when is it getting used. So let's install this, copy this one, and like paste it sudo apt install OpenSSH, which will install SSH. Okay, so next we need to enable a passwordless SSH for Hadoop user. You don't want to create like enter the password again and again on SSH, otherwise you can like keep on doing the same thing. It's not very useful. Let's overwrite it. Okay, password is created, and now use the cat command to store the public key as authorized key in the SSH directory. Copy this one, go over here, paste it. So this will store this public key into authorized keys. Okay, so it's stored. Now let's give the required permissions. So paste this command, set the permission for user with chmod command. This will set the permission. So yeah, it's done. So let's start the secure shell SSH localhost and see if it has been configured properly. Yes, it is. So we're done. Now the most important thing, we need to download and install Hadoop on Ubuntu. So we'll get the file. So on the Hadoop website, on the download section, you will find the various versions of Ubuntu whichever you want to download, and we will use the binary file process of installation. So click on binary on front of whichever version of Hadoop you want. You'll get the link. So you can either click here, click on this link and download the file, or otherwise if you want to use command, you can also use command. So copy link location and then go over here, wget, and paste it. So this will download the file of a binary file, which is .tar.gz binary file of Hadoop installation. So press enter and it will start, but currently I already have downloaded this .tar.gz file to save on some time. So let's go on to the next step. In the next step would be, since it's a .tar.gz file, we would like to extract the file. So we would tar x. So we would do you would do tar xzf and then specify the file name or whatever is the Hadoop version which you have downloaded. So specify that and extract it. So after you have done these two steps, so next process would be to modify a few files. So here you can see that first of all we'll modify the bash RC file. So the bash RC okay. So the bash RC file is actually needed again to specify a few more environment variables. So we'll open the bash RC file, sudo nano.bash rc. The bash RC file is now open. Now go to the bottom and then we need to specify these environment variables. So I'll copy these and just paste it and then explain one by one. So first of all is export Hadoop home. So export Hadoop home is the location where you have downloaded the Hadoop file and extracted it. So my path was open this and now go to properties. So it's /home/amit and then it is the name of the folder. So let's see, it is /home/amit and then the name of the folder. So this is the Hadoop home file, and remember just to put it over here and not /bin or other thing, since over here in path we have been using the same $hadoop home /bin and $hadoop home $hadoop home /sbin and a bin. So don't write a /bin over here, otherwise it would be redundant and the path would mismatch. So other variables would be same, Hadoop install, and other you don't need to modify other things. So let's save this one, write it out. Okay, exit. So we have successfully modified that file. We have added the environment variables. Next would be to modify some of the Hadoop files. So this is a must step which you will have to do when you install Hadoop. So since you will see that many of the files are need these configuration XML values. So we'll go to etc, let me show you, it's over here, Hadoop, and then you will go to etc folder, again it's Hadoop. So you'll find first you'll find this file hadoop-env.sh, hadoop-env.sh. Open it. On line number 37, uncomment, you'll find this line as commented like this. Just remove the hash sign and it will be uncommented. Now you need to specify the Java home. You'll be having some values over here. Just remove it and then paste the Java home. Now, what value would you use over here? So for that, we will open sudo nano dot dash rc and go to the bottom, and you'll find this value. Now you need to have the same path which you are specifying it over here. Copy this one and just paste it in front of Java home is equal to whatever it is, and just paste it. Yeah, so I already have the same thing, so just paste it over here and save the file. So next thing you need to modify is, after hadoop env.sh core site.xml. So for core site.xml, we go to the same folder. In the same folder, you can find core site.xml as well. So below configuration and slash configuration, in between these two, you add this value. Now this value, either you can pause the video and write it out, or maybe you'll find it attached in the description as well. So refer to the description and you'll get this uh, values and the steps. So I'm copying this and okay, it's over here. Paste it, save it, and it's done. So in CoreSite.xml, we were just defining this port value and local host on which we would be running. So better to use the local host variable rather than like explicitly writing the IP address. So just write localhost and the port number. You can use this same value. You don't need to change it. So just copy and paste it. Next would be we need to create the directory of data nodes and name node and add its location in hdfs site.xml. So first we'll create the directory. So go to Hadoop, and over here I have created this data folder. This folder wasn't present. You need to new folder and then create the name, create the folder as data. Inside that, create two new folders as data node and name node. Inside these two are empty folders, as you can see. So create these two empty folders and then go to etc Hadoop and open this hdfs site.xml. So hdfs site.xml, we have opened it over here. So open it and paste this value. So I'll explain it to you once I paste it. Okay, so let's paste it. So over here we have property dfs.replication. Also make sure to remove whatever is in between this configuration and slash configuration tab if you have anything before we are modifying it, so that there won't be any conflicting property value which we put. So first of all, it is dfs.replication, and we have specified the value 1. So by default, Hadoop gives value 3 to data replication, and so it's 3 over here. But since we are running it on single nodes, so we don't want it to use a lot of space, so we have put it to 1. Next is dfs.nameNode.name.directory. So for this property name, you give the name as this, and then in the value part, go over there, data, and this one was name node. So go in name node and properties, and then you can get this path, folder path. So just use the same folder path over here, like /home/meth hadoop 3.3.0 slash data and slash name node, and then repeat the same for data node as well. So data node, and then do the same thing. So we are done. Save this file. Okay, so next is mapred_site.xml. So let's open mapred_site.xml. etc hadoop, in the same folder we'll find mapred_site.xml as well, mapred_site.xml. And so let's copy the same values, copy, and the configuration, specify it, save it. Okay, next we need to modify yarn site.xml. Now there was nothing to user specific in this one, so we don't need to change, just copy paste it. Yarn site.xml. So yarn site.xml is where it is. So in between configuration slash configuration, we will again, let's see if there is anything that we need to anything user specific that we need to modify. Yarn node manager, no, you don't need to modify, no need to modify, no need to modify this as well. By default, the host name would remain the same, I think, and so no need to modify any of these things, just save it. Okay, so so we are done. So yarn site has also been modified. Next step would be to format the HDFS name node. There's a must step which you need to do. So let's open our terminal once again. Okay, so what do we have? HDFS node dash format. Okay, so HDFS not found. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so we saw that we were getting this error, HDFS name node dash format. Now you must be wondering why are we getting this error. So actually what happened that when we modified it as the bash rc file sudo nano dot bash rc, when we did this, so after doing this we did not the terminal doesn't understand the changes whatever the new environment variables has been added to the path. So you can either restart your terminal, or you can do this, like you can where is it, um, it was like source uh, this slash dot dash rc. When you do this, now your terminal is now updated with the new environment variables and it now understands it. So let's do hdfs name dash format, and it's now running. Okay, we were getting some warning. Let's see what was that. It says that logs does not exist. Oh, it's creating. So no error at all. Everything. Starting name node, host is this, version is this, class path is this. Everything is running fine. It's running fine. It's running fine. No errors. No errors. No errors. It's all info. It's all info. And yeah, we are done. I think Hadoop is installed successfully. So let's start it. So when you do slash yeah, start dfs.sh, start dash start dash dfs.sh. Okay, this will run. Now one thing you need to know very necessary is dfs is distributed file system. Now Hadoop uses a distributed file system known as HDFS, which we were calling from that time as Hadoop distributed file system, and using that it performs all. Now Hadoop is some system for big data, so already it might be quite clear that we would be using like some cluster of computers. So, but over here we are just using this Hadoop on a single node system. So anyway, so start yarn. Next is to start yarn. Paste it, start yarn.sh. Now always remember to add .sh, because sometimes I just write start dfs and it doesn't run, and you might be wondering that why did not it start, because in Windows you might be able to start dfs by just writing start dfs without .sh, but in yeah, Ubuntu or Linux you need to specify the file extension as well, so make sure you specify this. So let's see if JPs, JPs. Right. You can see we actually always need this name node, data node, resource manager, node manager, and secondary name node. these five should always be running to for the Hadoop to be running successfully. So Hadoop is installed and is running successfully. So we can like access the Hadoop here from the browser from this. So let's open this, copy it and paste and go. So you can see that Hadoop is running successfully. So started time and everything else, like this is the Hadoop GUI. Like SSH, as we had discussed earlier, now SSH is being used over here to connect with the local host. Okay, so the other is Yarn Node Manager. So you can also like access this, and Yarn Node Manager will give you the information about whatever jobs are running on the cluster, Hadoop cluster. So that's it, your Hadoop is installed successfully. Now you can go on and perform whatever Hadoop jobs you want. And so, okay, so one last thing, you would want to like stop all these running processes, so you can do stop all.sh, and so this should like stop all Apache Hadoop daemons. Okay, so it's like it gives you a 10-second window since it's all critical tasks, so you don't want to like, it gives you a warning. Okay, so the Hadoop daemons are now stopped, and so that's it for this video, and see you guys in the next one.